Hey everybody, this is your Blerd Dad, and I'm here for our very first video. Thank you for everyone that came out and watched my inclusive and deep dive review into Zack Snyder's Justice League. That was so fun. I was really glad to share that with you guys. But today we're gonna start getting into the heart of what these videos are gonna be all about. So. As you guys know, I'm the Blerd Dad, and one of the biggest parts about that whole thing is a dad, right? I'm really excited for this next adventure in my life, and so today we're going to kind of dive into that aspect. One of the big things about this podcast is I want my son to be able to come, and when he comes to see us and be here with us, and I'm able to hold him, I want him to be able to watch these when he gets older and he can kind of understand my perspective when it comes to superheroes. Yeah, I'm going to tell him, like, I love these superheroes and these ones are cool, and I hope he thinks the same ones that I think are cool, because otherwise we may have a family feud happening. So let's just jump right in. So when we were thinking of names, I honestly was just trying to throw superhero names out there, and my wife was just like, well, you're just shutting them all down. But shout out to my wife, Shelby, because I was looking around, and I had a Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse poster, and I was like, what about Miles? And she's like, oh, I like Miles. So shout out to my wife, because here comes baby Miles soon. So today's episode is really going to be talking about Miles Morales, and a little bit of his story and what I know about him, and just kind of talking about it. So the first thing is Miles was introduced to us in the comics in 2011 in Spider-Man Ultimate Fallout #4. It was one of the biggest storylines going on in Marvel at the time. And what makes the comic even crazier is that Miles' first appearance is literally at the end of the comic. Peter dies. Peter Parker dies in that comic, and Miles takes up the mantle of Spider-Man. How crazy that was. I mean, it was just nuts. So something that's super cool from my collection that I love, that I finally got into a frame, and eventually I'll get it CGC graded. I'm just too cheap right now. But hey, with your guys' help, I may make some money from YouTube, and y'all might pay for my CGC grade. This is a second issue, so it's not the very first one, so it's not worth a whole lot of money, but I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it for the nostalgia and what I feel is the cool factor. So let me go ahead and show you guys this. This is my Ultimate Fallout #4 comic, right? This is a variant cover. It has Miles taking the mask off. The way I know it's a second printing, other than the fact that it's up here. In the original variant, it doesn't show his body. It's just his face. Taking the mask off, but it's still a really cool comic to have. It's gonna be hanging up in my son Miles's room, and I'm really excited about that. So that's it for this guy, and I'm gonna show you guys a couple other things of my Miles Morales collection that I have. So that one's really cool. It's a really iconic comic. For those of you that follow my Twitter page, I am a huge pop collector. I love pops. I just think they're really cool, and it's a really cool thing to have in the collection. So I'm going to show off some of my Miles Morales pops. The very first Miles Morales pop I ever bought was actually this one from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This is what the pop looks like. There's a bit of a glare, so this is a better picture. It's when Peter goes, Spider-Man doesn't wear capes, but iconic moment in the film. It's really cool. I really love it. I think it looks real cool. My next Miles pop that I got from Into the Spider-Verse. Actually, my next Miles pop that I bought was actually from Spider-Man, the PS4 game, and I just bought it because I thought I saw Miles Morales, and I was like, pop, yeah, it was cheap, so I just grabbed it. It's just iconic from the Miles game when you get to play as him. He's wearing a Midtown University, so that's kind of cool because it's Peter's alma mater. Blah blah blah. My next Miles pop that I bought is a PX exclusive, and probably one of the most iconic moments in the entire movie because Miles has finally come into his own as a Spider-Man, and he knows who he is. What's up, danger? Let's see him jump off that building and look how that is. Yes, please. This is by far the best pop from this entire collection. I love this one. And it's just so cool. The next one is a variant pop. So this is a Foot Locker exclusive. So this is what the pop looks like, the common one. I actually don't have it because it's cool, but to me it's not worth buying from my collection, but it's real cool. But this one, I had to get it when they announced it. I ordered it as soon as it went live. His feet and his hand is actually see-through because he's going camouflage. So the feet and his hand. So I think that's real cool. The next one I got is also another one that's just, it's Miles. I thought it was cool. It's also a chase. So for those of you that don't know, chase, one of the things that makes them different, it's kind of like the variants of it's another variant of a pop, but it's much rarer. So variants are pretty common within their exclusive retailers for the most part. But a chase is a common pop that you can find at any type of retailer. But the thing that makes it different is that there's one minor detail in it, and when they get a shipment, 1 in 6 is a chase. So they're really rare. Some of them are really rare to find, and so they end up being worth a lot of money. So I really wanted this one, but I just thought it was cool. So this is a Miles Morales gamer. And so what makes this one different is the common actually has his mask on and the chase does not. So the chase will have this little sticker here. But I think this is cool. It looks like he's playing a PlayStation controller. So, iconic, beautiful. So now let's really talk about my newest fascination. I also like to play some video games. I love superhero games. And I love the PS4 Spider-Man game. I just thought it was just great. It was fun playing as Peter. It was cool playing as Miles in the couple missions, but overall it was just a fun game, good story. I really liked it. And then when they announced Miles Morales, I was like, oh, I have to. I told my wife, I was like, I'm sorry, I have to buy this. This is really important. And they announced it was going to come with the PS5, and I was like, oh, I have to wait till I get a PS5. And then PS5s were impossible to get, so I said, well, I guess I'll just play it on my PS4. And it did not disappoint. And so one of the cool things is if you bought the launch edition of the game, you got the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse suit, which was, everyone knows is iconic because of the movie. The spray paint symbol is just cool. But also it gave you the track suit. And so when they announced that pop, I was like, yeah, I'll cop that because that's cool. It's a new Miles suit. So here's this pop. It's a track suit. It makes it a little different because it's white and black. Miles' normal suit is black and red. So it's real cool. I really like it. Here's another picture. He's like swinging on the web. So that's real cool. I really like that. And I got some more from the game. So there's another one. So I have this one, which is the common pop. It's Miles. You can't really tell here, but I'll turn it. And he's venom punching, so that's real cool. I really like that. I really wish they had made this glow in the dark. I'm sure it's coming at some point in time. But I really, really wish they had done that. So I actually have the common, and this one actually has a chase. And I'll show you guys a side by side of that. So, but here is a little picture of the chase. It has that sticker. And the difference is the common has his mask and the chase does not. So here's another look at it. You see the venom punch here. Let me show you the other one. Look, you can see them side by side. I think they're really cool. I really like that. I shout out to my boy Ian at Pure Joy Toys in San Antonio. With the pre-order, I was able to cop both of those, assuring I get a chase. I love that shop. He's helped me get some really good pops. Maybe I'll showcase a couple of them in a later video. The last thing I'm going to showcase for Miles is my favorite suit in the game. You can't get it till you complete the campaign, but that's totally fine. It is called the Bodega Cat suit. The box does not give it justice, so I'm going to actually open up this pop box. Don't worry, guys. It will not depreciate the value because no one will ever know unless they watch my video if I decide to sell it, which I never will. But what makes this pop good is not the front. I mean, it's really dope in the front. But what makes this pop iconic and this suit the best is Spider-Man the cat. He's got a mask. And in the game, you can do finishers in like some bad guys and things like that in an automatic, an automatic move. And on some of your finishers, you can use the cat. And I mean, why would you not want to use the cat? That's awesome. It like rounds out them and stuff, and like that's cool. So yeah, so just kind of just throwing it out there. These are kind of some things in my collection, that help me remind me of my son. It's really cool. I really like that. Me and my wife have really embraced the Spider-Man Miles Morales theme. Yes, I do like jazz music, and I do know that Miles Morales was inspired by Miles Davis, the musician, because in the comics, his dad and uncle are huge jazz fans. And so that's where his name comes from. I do understand that. But I love that we have fully embraced the Miles Morales and superhero theme that we have going on. So I'll drop it over here. My son's room actually has Miles spelled out on his wall, and it's in like the Spider-Man lettering, like from the TV show. And then we have the Into the Spider-Verse logo on one side and his classic logo on the other. And then we have some other iconic black superheroes underneath who I may end up touching on in different episodes, including Black Panther, John Stewart, Green Lantern, which I know I will have a full episode on that because he is just a huge inspiration to me. And also Static Shock. So shout out to those of you who know Static. For those of you who don't, you will at some point in time. And so I just want to be here to encourage you guys. For those of you that are watching, there are superheroes that can look like you. There are superheroes that can look like me. Their stories are the same, and they're great altogether. For those of you who look like me and you have kids, show your kids those stories. Let them know that it's okay and there are great things to come. They can see those stories and they can dream that can be them. They don't have to just look at these other superheroes that don't look like them and maybe wonder that they can't. And so I encourage you guys, give me a like, give me a subscribe. Hit me up on my Twitter page. I'll drop the tag right here. Engage with me. Talk in the comments. Talk on Twitter. You follow me, I'll follow back. I really love you guys, and I really love having these discussions with y'all. I hope to be having some people on here so we can talk about more things. I love you guys. And this is your Blerd Dad signing out.